So I'd like to get more personal in these videos. I feel like I'm at a point where I can do that, and so if you want to leave a comment, just tell me what do you want to hear me talk about. Today was kind of panning. I could talk about shopping, I could talk about my personal life. I know I talked about my kids a little bit. The leaves are so beautiful right now. They're like just the perfect shade of orange and yellow, and they're all kind of falling to the ground. Hey, what's up? Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm just gonna have some coffee, do my makeup, and plan to talk about panning and the Christmas tree on November 4th. For foundation, I'm gonna use this Wet n Wild Skin Tint in the shade Fair Beige, which should be a pretty good shade match for me right now. I'm also feeling a little dry, so this will give me some hydration. Very liquidy, so I'm gonna shake it real good. Roll up the sleeves. I just did my nails, and I love how they look with this ring. Really feeling that for fall. You can see how liquidy that is. The dropper, it works, but it's a messy style of applicator. I get why they did it though. All right. So the products I'm using today, I pulled some of them because I've been enjoying watching panning content lately on YouTube. And if you don't know what panning is, it's where you try to hit the pan on your makeup products. Some of them don't have a pan, obviously, like a liquid, but the focus is on using up what you have and enjoying it. And I've done it in the past, like projects, panning projects, trying to use up certain items. All that to say, I'm curious to see how much wear and use I have on certain things, if I'm close to realistically panning them, and also if I like them enough to commit to using them pretty much regularly. Panning happens naturally for me. So, for example, this foundation, I don't use it much in the summer because I tend to be more oily and sweaty. But in the winter, when I'm more dry, this has more of that hydrating, dewy finish that I'm looking for. And so realistically, like last winter when I used this consistently, I could see that I made, some progress on it, that there's some windowing happening. And I'll show that in just a sec. Sorry, you can definitely hear my dryer going. So off the bat, I'm not loving this as much as I remembered liking it. I know I'm like about here, like used it a bit, but not all the way. So as of right now, I think I'm deciding not to try to naturally pan that. I just don't love a glowy finish right now, I guess. Alright, something I am thinking about and probably will pan eventually is this Gellar Baked Balance and Brighten in the shade Fair. I find the shades to be really off in this because of all the different colored marbling, so mine ends up being kind of deep on me. And so I'm going to try setting my face with it right now, maybe with like a denser or a looser fluffy brush, and see how that goes. It does have a little tiny mirror in there, so let's use it. One reason I don't love dewy foundation is that I wear glasses all the time, and so this area, wearing a dewy foundation and then setting with powder, and it just like constantly coming off on my glasses. Okay, so I think I've decided not to add this to a project pan right now. I have already really good progress on it. It's a domed bake product, so um, I flattened that top, but it's just too deep on me. The fair shade, I feel like it really darkens everything up, and I might reach for that again in the summer. This bronzer, I'm, you know, probably not going to hit pan on anytime soon, but I like wearing away the design on top, so I would be, curious to do that a little bit. Meh, like it's okay, but I like to pan things that I love and I'm passionate about using every day, and so I don't think this one's gonna be it. Okay, for eyes, this is something I've been casually panning for a long time. Natasha Denona Mini Glam. So you can see the dips I have going in the shades there, especially this one. And I think that's the shade I'm going to use today. I love this for an all over the lid, just one and done matte look. I like to fill in my brows with this. And I like to just use my fingers. Natasha Denona shadows are such a great value. Like, I've had this for such a long time and like really, really used it. Just digging my fingers in there and it's endless. If I pan this, I will feel so accomplished someday when I pan it. So here's a lip liner that I've used quite a bit of, ABH Deep Taupe. Like it's been sharpened a few times, and so I'd like to get that down a little smaller. So the lipstick I'm going to wear is relatively new. This ABH Parchment is such a beautiful shade. The one I want, or am casually panning, is this Maybelline Raw Chocolate. This is a huge bullet when it's new, so I've already made a ton of progress in just over a year on it. And this would go with what I'm wearing also. But it's pretty similar to this one, and I just love this formula. I just got another shade of it because there's been so many good sales. Okay, so here's the finished look. I like how it turned out, and I thought I would just go through everything I was using. Sidebar, I haven't used a claw clip to put my hair up like that in a while, but it was really cute. Not only am I not going to pan this foundation, I think I'm going to give it to my mom because I remember now when I wore it before, it continues to crease under my eyes like all day, even if I set it. And I just have other foundations that I like so much more. So that one's gonna be gone. I think it's great for someone with dry skin, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I've never bonded with this bronzer and I want to because it's so beautiful, the embossing on the inside, but it's just not super anything. It's pretty light. So I'm gonna give this a try again in the winter. I remember liking it in the winter in the past, so once I'm a little more fair. This I'm going to put away until the summer. This one I'm gonna use and rotate with other powder. Ooh. And these two I'm going to keep kind of informally or casually panning, and I'll probably bring out some things. I have a lot of lipsticks that have a good amount of use on them, so maybe I'll do like a whole swatch video of that. But I do like return pretty frequently to these kind of panning items that when I don't know what to wear, I just like kind of wear the same thing. Thanks so much for spending this time with me.